There comes a moment in every human life when the noise of the world quiets just enough for a single truth to slip through, and that truth is not comfortable, not gentle, and certainly not easy to accept. Success, real success, the kind that rewrites your destiny, reshapes your identity, and rebuilds the very structure of your life, does not come from the fantasies people post, the quotes they share, the dreams they talk about, or the hashtags they follow. It comes from something far more demanding, far more ruthless, far more honest, and this is the truth about success no one wants to hear. Success is not about wanting, it is about becoming. People want success, but very few are willing to become the person success requires. Everyone dreams of wealth, influence, freedom, peace, impact, but the line of people who are willing to sacrifice their comfort, their distractions, their excuses, their laziness, and their old identity is almost empty. Look at the world. Everybody is motivated for 5 minutes. Everybody wants the reward. Everybody wants the spotlight. Everybody wants the chapter titled Victory, but almost no one wants to flip back to the chapter titled War. Thomas Edison conducted 10 zero failed experiments before the light bulb worked. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper because they said he had no creativity. Henry Ford went bankrupt 5 times before the Model T changed history. Abraham Lincoln lost more elections than most people have the courage to even enter. Carnegie worked in a factory as a poor immigrant child before becoming the king of steel. If these men lived today, people would mock them for not succeeding fast enough. People would assume they're doing something wrong. People would scroll past their story in seconds. But that's the point, isn't it? People love success. But they hate the truth that creates it, the truth that says effort will break you before it builds you, the truth that says growth demands pain, the truth that says discipline will feel like self-betrayal before it feels like self-respect. The truth that says no one is coming to save you, no one is coming to fix you, no one is responsible for your greatness except you. And the truth that says success does not respond to wishes, it responds to identity. You don't get rich by thinking rich. You get rich by becoming the kind of person who thinks, acts, chooses, learns, and persists like someone who refuses to stay poor. You don't get confident by chanting affirmations. You get confident by confronting the parts of yourself you've been running from. You don't build discipline by wanting it. You build discipline by doing what lazy people refuse to do. You don't attract opportunities by imagining them. You attract them by preparing for them long before they arrive. Success is not emotional comfort. It is emotional endurance, and that's the truth that scares people, because it is easier to blame circumstances, easier to blame your past, easier to blame luck, easier to blame timing, easier to blame someone who started earlier or had more support, but none of that changes your future. What changes your future is accepting the truth that transformed every great life before you. Success is not about the hand you were dealt, it is about the courage to reshuffle the deck. The world will try to convince you that you are stuck. Life will throw seasons at you where nothing makes sense. Your progress will feel invisible. Your effort will feel unnoticed. Your sacrifices will feel unappreciated. And in these moments, you will be tempted to quit. But hear this clearly, because this is one of the rarest truths people avoid. Your success is being shaped precisely during the seasons you think are destroying you. When Edison was failing 10,000 times, the world saw him as a man in darkness. But Edison wasn't living in darkness, he was creating the light. When Disney slept on floors and borrowed clothes for meetings, people saw a man who had nothing. But Disney wasn't a man with nothing, he was a man planting the seeds of an empire. When Lincoln was losing election after election, people saw a man unfit for leadership. But history didn't remember the failures, it remembered the man who refused to surrender. And when Carnegie carried spools in a factory as a child, no one saw the future titan. But greatness sees what the world does not. This is your life, your struggle, your chapter, your becoming, and the world may not see your potential yet, but that has never mattered in the history of success. The world laughs at you before it learns from you. The world doubts you before it quotes you. The world ignores your work before it celebrates your results. This is the silent truth you must digest. Success is built privately before it is praised publicly. In that loneliness, that isolation, that invisible labor is where most people break. But you must not. But you must not break, because the moment you feel the weakest is often the moment your strength is being carved into something permanent. The moment you feel lost is the moment your inner compass is being recalibrated. The moment the world feels darkest is the moment the fire inside you is being forced to burn brighter. People misunderstand struggle. They think it is a sign they should stop, but struggle is not a stop sign. Struggle is the doorway. Every great life must pass through a season of invisibility. You will work when no one is watching. You will study when no one believes in you. You will practice when no one understands you. You will sacrifice while everyone else is enjoying comfort. And you will keep going while everyone expects you to give up. This is where the transformation begins. Not in the moment you achieve success, but in the moment you refuse to quit before it arrives. You see, success does not test your talent first. Success tests your endurance. Success tests your patience. Success tests your character. Success asks, how much discomfort can you carry while still moving forward? And most people, good people, hardworking people, want success. But they want it without discomfort. They want it without uncertainty. They want it without late night battles with their own mind. They want it without sacrifice. But that is not how the world rewards greatness. Greatness comes wrapped in difficulty. Greatness comes disguised as doubt. Greatness comes hidden behind hardship, and only those willing to look beyond the disguise ever get to see what lies within. Look back at history. Every name you admire had a season where life tried to break them. Edison faced failure so often that critics called him a fool. Walt Disney faced humiliation so deep that he questioned his own existence. Lincoln faced more setbacks than victories. Carnegie faced poverty so severe that survival itself was an achievement. What separated them from millions who lived and died unknown wasn't intelligence. It wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It was endurance. The sheer, relentless refusal to let life decide who they are. This is the part of success people do not want to hear, the part that makes them uncomfortable. Because it means the responsibility is not on fate, not on circumstances, not on luck, not on opportunity, not on environment. The responsibility is on you. Your mindset is the foundation. Your discipline is the engine. Your purpose is the map. Your belief is the fuel, and your action is the only language the universe responds to. You cannot think your way to success. You must act your way into it. You cannot manifest results you aren't willing to work for. You cannot desire a life you have not built the identity for. Identity comes before victory. Identity comes before wealth. Identity comes before confidence. Identity comes before mastery. So ask yourself, who are you becoming? Because success gravitates to identity like metal to a magnet. If you are becoming stronger, wiser, more disciplined, more intentional, success will find you. If you are becoming inconsistent, unfocused, distracted, overwhelmed, success will avoid you. You attract what you are prepared for. That's why clarity is so important. The world is filled with people chasing everything and committing to nothing. People want 10 different dreams at once. People want results without choosing a direction. But clarity is the compass of champions. When you know what you want, distractions lose their power. When you know who you are becoming, excuses become irrelevant. When you know your purpose, the noise of the world becomes silent. Purpose is not found, it is built. It is crafted in the moments when you choose discipline over comfort, progress over pleasure, intention over impulse. Purpose is a decision you make daily, not a miracle you wait for. And when you align your purpose with your actions, momentum begins, not fast at first, not loud, not dramatic, but steady, powerful, unstoppable momentum that grows like a rising tide. Most people quit before momentum arrives. They quit right before the tide turns. They quit in the season where nothing seems to be happening, unaware that everything is happening beneath the surface. The roots of greatness grow long before the tree appears. The foundation of a skyscraper is built far below the ground, and the breakthroughs of your life are being constructed in silence long before they echo in the world. Success is not a moment. Success is a direction. The path, a pattern of choices repeated until they become identity. And this leads to one of the deepest truths of all. You cannot change your life until you change your habits. Your habits carve your future slowly, quietly, relentlessly. Waking up late is a habit. Quitting early is a habit. Complaining is a habit. Waiting for motivation is a habit. Letting fear decide is a habit. But so is discipline, so is consistency, so is focus, so is courage, so is resilience, so is gratitude, so is belief. The question is, which habits are winning inside you, because the world will not bend for your dreams until you bend your daily actions to match those dreams. Success does not respond to who you wish to be. Success responds to who you choose to become.